Seriously, Mr. Nagdev Chaube.
In the instant case, I made a prayer for adjournment. It
You
may be
had,
heard
but
on Monday next, Your Lordship. The ASG is to assist Your Lordship. He could not be adequately briefed.
just a minute. Let us see what is the order.
Payment of
Lordship.
compensation.
Mr. Parvat, you appear for whom?
Below private respondent.
Lordship, I don't have much
Pri-
issue with the private
private
respondent.
respondent.
You are for private respondent, you are not
Sorry,
required here.
I was,
There's
no,
a
no,
list
no,
between...
sorry, my lord. I was writ petitioner. Now I am responding.
Acha. Acha.
I am
Lordship,
sorry.
the issue primarily boils down between.
So you appear for Gyaneshwar, you appear for
No,
Gyaneshwar.
consider, sir.
All right, you are a necessary party. Sit
I
down.
am necessary.
Please sit down. Yes.
Lordship, what I was submitting, Your Lordship, that subject to Your Lordship's consent, approval, Your Lordship, it may come on Monday. However, Your Lordship, the brief facts, Your Lordship, I am not much in dispute with the writ petitioners, Your Lordship. The issue is that the lands were acquired for NTPC. Lordship, I am giving only a brief overview, Your Lordship. The lands were, large chunk of land was required for NTPC Limited, Your Lordship. The plant was established. Now the property, the lands were acquired by the state government and later on transferred to the state government, to the NTPC, Your Lordship. Now it so happens, Your Lordship, that the writ petitioners had 10 acres and odd land, Your Lordship, which was, according to the government, the land of the government and was transferred to the NTPC without making any payment to them. Lordship, they contested it in a
Who
suit.
appears, just a minute, you appear for NTPC.
Yes. Lordship, the writ petitioners
Who
contest.
appears for the state? You would be required to answer certain questions. Are you ready?
His answer is already on record. I have annexed all that.
Yes.
So if everything is ready, it may be heard on Monday next
नहीं नहीं
week.
अभी आप बस करिए ना. We'll ask you what is ready. I mean, you may be ready in your own way. The court would require you to address other issues.
Lordship, what I was submitting, Your Lordship, a suit was filed by the writ petitioners. The suit was decided in the year
That's
9.
not the issue here.
Yes,
It may be one of the considerations,
yes.
but it is not the issue here. That was the consideration before the single judge. Now tell us one thing.
Yes.
Now NTPC had made a stock payment to you for the land which you had given to it for construction of whatever, any project, anything. Now that stock money was given to you, you were supposed to, NTPC has given the stock money, so the government was to spend it to the land house.
Yes, I bow down to Your Lordship,
Right.
sir. Yes.
Now you were not heard. You were neither heard in the civil proceeding, you are not heard in the writ proceeding.
Yes.
But what is your response to this question of the division bench, that whether the amount which you gave was with respect to entire 10 acres of land, or was it only with respect to 4.6 acres?
Lordship, it was
or 6 point some acres.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
land?
I'm willing to answer that, Your Lordship. I will have to bring a document on record for that. Lordship, we don't make payments to the state your authorities, Your Lordship, award-wise or piecemeal-wise. They ask for a certain amount of money, we gave them the money, then from that money they make their disbursement.
I find from some of the earlier orders and from the affidavit of some of the parties that the land in the first instance was utilized only to the extent of 4 acres.
Lordship,
or 6
I
acres.
may permitted to clarify
Just a
that. I was
minute.
just coming to
And
that.
And the rest of it was denotified. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Lordship, the state will be the best person to answer that. No denotification has come to the knowledge of this appellant, Your Lordship, the NTPC. There is another fact, Your Lordship, which I will try to bring to Your Lordship's kind notice. The suit was decided in favor of the writ petitioners. Lordship, no, that is important, Your Lordship. That was about 10 acres of
It is
land.
precisely for this that the single judge has passed an order in favor of Mr. Parvat.
Yes. No, there
They are not on that.
is a slight catch on the part of the state authorities'
They are not
action,
on
Your
that,
Lordship.
Mr.
By honorable court also, my lord, in appeal.
Lordship, the out of 10 acres, 4.4 acres, for that the award was made and payments have been made. It is an admitted
He is not
position.
disputing it.
Yeah, he is not disputing it and it has been paid. Now the remaining amount, about 6 acres and odd land, Your Lordship, for which the collector did not make an award, and Your Lordship, they went in appeal. Even the appeal was decided in 2010. Lordship, the writ petitioners represented in 2010, that is on record. Even in that proceedings, we were not made a party, and they did not demand any money at that point of time. And now in 2018, Your Lordship, they say 9 crore rupees. So how shall we pay this much of amount at this point of time?
Mr. NTPC, there was a catch there, but you laid it bare. Unfortunately, that is not the reason which you will weigh with us. Now we are asking you to make a categorical statement, notwithstanding the decision in title suit and title appeal. We are not on that. Have you utilized the entire 10 acres land of the respondent? I am asking you a simple question because you have given somewhere in your affidavit that it was denotified. We may not saddle you with the cost, but we must understand the fact correctly.
इनके बाउंड्री में है जो
Please, Mr.
Part of
please
it is
have
with-
some patience. We are asking something else.
Part
Yes.
of it is within our boundary, your lordship, that is there.
We would like you to give a specific statement whether all the 10 acres belonging to the respondent, 6 acres which he has obtained only after he won in the title suit and title appeal. Now whether he is required to be paid for that amount or not, because there was always a cloud over his title, his ownership, but he maintained that it was his rights have been vindicated, he can't be let off high and dry. Now whether you pay or the government pays is a different thing. It has to be apportioned between you and the government because you are said to have given a stock payment with respect to the land which was made available to you.
No, we never gave any stop payment order, your lordship.
Stop
The
payment बड़ा मुश्किल है मिस्टर. आपकी कंसिस्टेंट केस है कि जितना जमीन आपको दिया गया, the time that you received the land for you to make constructions over it, to make the project viable, you made payment to the government.
That we shall clarify, your lordship, that I
Have you
have
understood
followed the
what the court
question.
is asking from you?
Yes, your lordship.
We are not going to get into all these nitty-gritty. We only want to ascertain whether all the 10 acres of land of the respondent which has been used, has it been paid for or not? Whether you will pay or the government will pay, or you paid in the beginning, or you are being asked to pay 9 crores after 20 years. These are questions which will come later. We want you to respond in one line whether you have used all the 10 acres of the respondent for which you had made payment earlier, and that payment included the payment of that land.
We shall respond to that. your lordship.
That is the only issue which was required to be decided by the single judge. Single judge chose not to implead you, not to get you impleaded as a party. This will be the concern of any court, that if 10 acres of land has been utilized, out of which payment has only been made for 4 acres, he is required to be paid. Whether NTPC pays or the government pays, that is none of our concern. He should be paid.
He should be paid, that is there,
That's
your
the
lordship.
issue.
Yes.
Therefore, you need to tell us. Therefore, I said that all this catch that you have found out on reading the brief, that doesn't satisfy the court. Now, you have somewhere made a statement, if I don't forget facts, you have somewhere made a statement, somewhere in the brief, that for every inch of land that you got, you made a tentative payment to the government for the government agencies to draw up the award. This aspect is admitted that the landowner was paid only for 4 acres. Rest money was not paid to him for the reason that it was considered to be a government land, according to the government, which later was found out by a judicial pronouncement. It was found that the respondent owns it.
Yes.
He is required to be paid. Now, what you are supposed to answer is this. These are facts which we don't require. How big a concern is NTPC is a fact which is known to all. It is one of the Navratnas of the government. You need not dwell on that.
Lordship.
What is Kahalgaon project for? That also we will not be required to sort of lay light upon. We are only interested as a judicial body to see whether a plot of land belonging to a private party, if it has been acquired for any purpose, has he been paid for the same or not? Now, you are supposed to tell us whether you used all 10 acres of land or not. Second answer of yours would be, second poser of the bench, you should answer whether in the payment, the stock payment that you made to the government, whether it included payment for 6 acres, because government may have acquired 4 acres from him, and according to the government 6 acres was the government land, but you were required to pay for the government land also. So if the payment that you gave included the payment of all the 10 acres, then only the government will be required to pay and not you. If you have not paid, whether 9 years, 10 years or whatever is the amount, you are required to pay.
We shall try to
I
such.
think it's not a rocket science or a trigonometry theorem that requires a lot of understanding of law. It's a matter of common sense which can be decided on facts being straightened out. So all this affidavit and counter affidavit and rejoinder is of no sense unless I get these facts. We'll decide it today, we'll decide it tomorrow, but we need to have those facts. Right?
Yes, Your Lordship.
What have you followed?
Lordship, whether the land 10 acres or not, Your Lordship, belonging to the writ
दो
petition.
सवाल आप पता करके आइए.
जी.
You're such a, you teach in a college, I suppose, and therefore you need to have more clarity than the advocates because you are a teacher advocate.
Teachers are sometimes more confused.
No. We
Lordship,
will not
there is
accept that. We will
there
not
is a
accept that.
Chinese saying, so those who are incapable of learning have taken to teaching.
No.
No.
That's we don't agree. We don't agree. That's your modesty. We don't agree. Now, two questions I repeat. Whether you have consumed 10 acres of land, right?
Yes.
And whether the payment that you made covered those 10 acres or not. These are the two things that you're required to say. We'll ask the government to answer.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow नहीं
We
रखा
can't
जाएगा।
keep it pending.
हुजूर मंडे को कर दिया जाए। मंडे को we shall definitely address Your Lordship. Lordship will keep me
You're a
protest-
government agency. 10 pages you have written to display before us that NTPC is a big organization. They can't go wrong.
No, that we have not said. We bow down to the wisdom of this honorable
All right.
court. Howsoever great the
These
organization.
facts would have been stated by you before the single judge had he called you upon.
इसको हम कर देते हैं।
Otherwise, we don't find fault with the order.
Yeah, that is there.
We can only clarify the order. We don't find fault with the order. Mr. Parvat is required to be paid for 10 acres of land if that land belongs to him, which according to us, because of the judicial pronouncement, matter
Either to
ending-
pay or to return the land, either of both.
No, return we will never think.
Yeah,
It's a
वो
government
दोनों
project,
चीज़ें।
no matter whatever you may say, we will not have it returned. You shall be paid for it. Don't
But-
clamor for return. That is less nationalistic, less patriotic. You get paid for your land, you can't ask for return. Bully sir,
मंडे को कर दिया जाए हुजूर।
as prayed for on behalf of the NTPC, the appellant, re-notify on these two answers. I don't want any evasive reply.
No, I don't give evasive replies, Your Lordship. Whatever the replies are will be
All
given
right.
to Your Lordship. Obliged to it.
Mr. State, get a copy of the affidavit before he comes to the court, for the reason that we will be questioning you and we will be directing you as has been directed by the learned single judge. You can relax in the meanwhile, Mr. Parvat. The dispute is between NTPC and the state.
That is
Yes.
writ application as well as immediate LPA, that is the only question.
All right.